Hello everyone, it is Nightshade Moon here, and I haven't done a, face-to-face type of video in a little bit here, a few weeks or something like that. But I've had this deck of cards for a while now, maybe almost 2 months or so, and I've worked with them a few times, and I really wanted to do like a review slash flip through of this deck. So, and I really want to try to keep this video like extra short because I know these flip through videos can be really long. But these are the Talking to Heaven Mediumship cards by James Van Praagh. I think that's how you say his name. So this is what the box looks like on the front, and it's got the usual words and stuff on the side. This is what the back of the box looks like. So I purchased this off of Amazon because I've came across it one day, and let me tell you, I have like a crap ton of cards and decks and different things on my wish list. But so there's a little guidebook and like 44 cards with the deck. So let's open it up, and here's the little guidebook here. Has the same picture on it, a little bit about the author and stuff like that. So this is what the back of the cards look like. And they're like rimmed with like gold. The edges are like gold and stuff. So I've worked with these cards quite a few times, doing some private reading sessions for people and for clients and stuff. Excuse me. And these cards are insane. Like, I'm gonna tell you, every time that I've done readings with these cards, I've usually incorporate them with a mediumship tarot card spread that I do. Excuse me. So every time I've used them, tears are always involved, to the point where the client may be, getting a little emotional over some of the messages they're receiving, and I can't help but feel that, being an empath, and get a little emotional myself. And I even had my best friend did a reading for me with these cards, and it was like sobbing, ugly crying happening. I'm not gonna lie. So they can definitely be a great tool to incorporate into any mediumship readings you may do, or mediumship tarot readings. So let's do the flip through, hopefully as quickly as possible. So this card is "We Have Been Together in Dreams." The imagery on these cards too is absolutely, beautiful. You are never alone. And like, a lot of these spark intuitive messages with me as well. But there is I've flipped through like the meanings that the author put within the little booklet, and they are pretty cool. They definitely give you a little more in depth too. So don't be afraid to think that you have to memorize all of the little meanings in the booklet. But I feel like they work really well if you go with your intuition, or with your intuitive thoughts or messages first when you look at the cards for someone. And then my experience with that is, depending on if they want a little extra insight or anything like that with a specific card, then you can go through and let your intuition guide you to which portion of the little book meanings fit for this person. So the next card is "If I had only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently." So that's that. And then we have "Life is a series of choices. Choose love." Just want to make sure I'm like doing this right so you guys can see it. So I'm constantly like leaning and trying to look, So I was met by so many loving people. Like, that card's amazing. Like, so many amazing people and family and friends, may have met this loved one, on the other side. And I just think that's really cool. So this one is "I am sorry, please forgive me." This one had popped up in a reading, and it was definitely pretty deep. There was just some things where, somebody's loved one wasn't very nice person in life, and was kind of like a bad person in a sense. And so that like had come up in a reading, and it blew both of us away at that point. But it was pretty cool. So this one is "I have become one of your guides." Really cool. This one is "I am surrounded by loving animals." And this one's insane. Like, especially if you're one who loves pets and stuff, and you've had a lot of pets throughout your life, and if you had a loved one that passed on, and all of the pets that have crossed over and stuff were there like waiting. I just think that's insane. Like, and I always thought that happens, how family members are waiting, passed on family members wait, for for you to cross over or wait for other family members to come over to the other side. And then, you know, animals do too. And I just think that's amazing. So this one is Remember Me by Happy Memories We Created. And little pictures hanging on like a clothesline thing there. It's really cool. The next one is Now I Have No Pain. I love the little yellow tulips there. This one is My Death Was Painless, So Please Don't Worry or Hold On to Guilt. You know, and that's such a thing too, because I know like a lot of people worry, like, you know, was it painful for our loved one to pass on, you know, and sometimes it is, you know, there's tragic things that happen and stuff, but then other times, you know, they might have went peacefully in their sleep, but you still worry. I hear music going on outside, but sometimes you still worry and feel guilty, like maybe, you know, they were in pain and stuff like that. This one is I Am Not Dead. I think that's cool. The next one is I Have a New Understanding. I really hope you guys can see this. It's probably backwards and it might be a little blurry, so I do apologize. This one is Don't Be Afraid. The next one is Tears Cleanse the Soul. Like, it's okay to cry, people. You just gotta let it out, you know? You'll feel better afterwards. It sucks. We don't like crying, especially when it's that ugly sobbing cry, but you gotta let it out, you know? This one is I Feel Healthy and Happy. The next one is I Will Always Point You in the Right Direction. And that's so great, like, if this were to come up, like, knowing that, like, you know, your loved one or your ancestors and stuff are always there, you know, trying to point you in the right direction and guide you from the other side. I just think it's amazing. This one is I Am Over Here Learning. I love this because I'm sure there's so much to learn, you know, so much to learn on the other side that, you know, we would never even think of, you know, here in life. And everything's school to us, you know. We're always learning and there's always things we need to learn and stuff like that. So I just think that's really cool. Like, even your soul will learn when you cross over. I think it's neat. So this next one is There Is No Time Where I Am. Time is only on Earth. That is so true too, because I feel like, you know, sometimes you're trying to go to sleep at night and you got spirits kind of like, hey, can you talk to me? Hey, blah, 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 blah. And they're in your ear when you're trying to go to sleep at night. And that can be very annoying. But then again, like, yeah, they may see you sleeping and stuff, but, you know, they don't like, not that they don't understand, but they just don't have that concept of time of day anymore. You know what I mean? Now that they're in the other side or stuff like that. So you kind of got to be like, listen, you know, come back to me tomorrow when I'm awake and stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to sleep, you know, go do something else until tomorrow or whatever. You know, it's just funny. All right. So this one is I'm with the rest of the family. I love that. The next one is We Are So Connected. And that brings feelings for me about, like, maybe you're connected through past lives, stuff like that. Or a family member, of course, but, you know, if it's a friend or anything like that, or, you know, someone you love dear that wasn't exactly related to you, you know, being connected in a past life can definitely, you know, come out in the cards and stuff. And something that, you know, your loved one didn't know and you probably didn't know either until, you know, people cross over and then they just learn all sorts of things about every life. I feel that's what my personal opinion is. Like, you cross over and you'll, you know, instantly remember every past life you've ever had and, you know why you went through what you went through in life and stuff, like, you know, on this side of the spirit realm or whatever you want to call it. So on this side of life, I'm rambling. So this one is It Is Beautiful Where I Am. The next one is The Earth Is Our School. I just said that, like, so true. Like, we have so much learning and things to do, you know, when we're on this earth. And then I feel like that carries over into the other side and there's more to learn and stuff over there too. And there might be jobs and things that you need to fulfill, you know, that your soul or your spirit needs to fulfill. There's, you know, some kind of life's purpose, but then there's also like you can have a purpose in the spirit world too, you know. So this one is My Mind Is Free. The next one is You Have Nothing to Feel Guilty About. This one is I'm Here Helping You. The next one is We Are Soulmates. And this could be friendships too. Soul relationships, friends. It doesn't have to be soulmates as in, you know, lovers or anything like that, but it could. So I thought that was cool. This one is I Send You Loving Signs Through Nature. How many of you guys get that when, you know, you might be thinking of a loved one and then see like a butterfly or a dragonfly or something along those lines that instantly you're like, oh my God, you know, like, oh hey, or the cardinals, you know, you see cardinals. So this one is I watch over you every day. I think that's beautiful. Next one is we will be together again. And then I have no more earthly worries. I love this card with all the sunflowers on it. It's so cool. This one is, as a soul, I can be in several places at once. A lot of people don't think that either, you know. That's just, they can be with multiple people at the same time watching over as well, is what I believe. So, and that like validates that belief for me. This one is, I had to leave that way. This card in a reading really hit home for me because, you know, speaking of someone who, you know, died in a certain way, it wasn't necessarily tragic, but it was a weird way. And it was definitely interesting to have this card come up in a reading from that loved one of mine, and really, hi Bubby, and really, you know, clarified some things for me. Yes, in 1 second, let me finish this. This one is, I see all of your thoughts. That could be a little scary, you know? So I see all of your thoughts. This one is, there is no such thing as death. The next one is, I'm standing right next to you. This has come up in a reading too, and it was amazing because the person I was reading for was kind of like, I don't know, she was like, oh, I feel like I have a hair, or, you know, I feel like something's just going on, and then, you know, I'm flipping cards over, and that was the first one, you know, to pop up or whatever, and it was just like, we were both like, oh, okay, well, that explains the hair, like, feeling on your shoulder or whatever it was. So this one is, it was my time to go. And the next one is, I always give you a goodnight kiss. How sweet is that? I just think these cards are pretty cool, you guys. They're kind of vague, and some messages kind of coincide with other ones on the cards, but that's okay, you know. I just think they're really cool. So this one is, I am just a thought away. The next one is, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. And losing loved ones is definitely a shitty thing that happens, you know, and it's life, and it sucks going through it, but, you know, as sad as it is, and heartbreaking and stuff like that as it is, everything does happen for a reason, but still, it does suck. So the next card is, I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. And I love how it's depicted with the, like, red leaves on the tree, and they're, like, shaped into a heart. I just think that's so cool. So this one is, believe in yourself, you can do it. I was a little thrown off by that one too, but I've had it come up a couple of times in some of the readings and stuff I've done with these, so it definitely fits. But at first when I was flipping through this, I was kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But it works out, you know, when it comes up. So this one is, it is not your fault. Ugh. Let me just tell you, this card, this was the card that sparked me. And I'm not gonna lie, with the whole reading my best friend did for me, and the ugly crying that you know, followed after, because I've been last September we had to put our dog, we had to put her down. We wound up finding out that she had cancer, and she was really, within like the end of the last month of summer, like August to September, she just got really sick, and like didn't really want to eat, didn't really want to play, didn't go outside and go to the bathroom very much at all. You know, slept a lot, and just, she lost a ton of weight, and we had found out that she had like her spleen, she had like cancer in her spleen, and it was causing internal bleeding, as well as, you know, her spleen was like big enough, it was like the size of like a mastiff spleen, and you know, it shouldn't have been like that, and it was just a lot of money to, you know, do a lot of surgeries, where the, you know, the vet told us that, you know, even if you were to go through with all this and spend all this money, you know, you would only have her with you probably another 6 months, because we can't guarantee that we would get rid of the cancer. You know, it's already there, we can just slow it down a little bit, and her quality of life already was not where it should have been, and she was already suffering. So, you know, we had made the heart-wrenching decision to put her to sleep, and so I've been worrying about that for the longest time, thinking that, you know, that it's my fault she's gone, that and I'm gonna get all choked up talking about it, but you know, I've been struggling with the fact that I feel like it's my fault. I feel like, you know, maybe we made the wrong decision in deciding to put her down, you know, that that we shouldn't have did it. So, yep. Last but not least, we can end this freak show before I get all pile of mess on you guys. So, this one is, I am so much better now. And I love that, you know, people, we worry because somebody could have been very sickly in life, and, you know, at the end of their life, they could have been very sick and stuff like that. And maybe it was meant to be that this was the last card I pulled after It's Not Your Fault. So, who knows? But anyway, yeah, so these cards are really cool, you guys. If you don't have this deck, you know, it seems kind of cliche, like, oh, talking to heaven, mediumship cards, but you know what? They're really cool, and they can really bring some closure for some people, you know, doing readings and stuff. And like I said, I incorporate them with my mediumship tarot readings that I do, because these are more like an oracle. So, and they've definitely, and I've used these by themselves as well. And like I said, tears always wind up happening every time these cards are used, but it's kind of a good thing, you know, because you can get some closure for yourself or some people, and you know, really you're able to, you know, move forward and try to, you know, heal from your grief and stuff like that. So let me know in the comments, you guys, what you think of these cards, and if there's any favorites that stood out to you while I was flipping through them for you. And anyway, you guys, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, please like this video, give me a thumbs up, and you know, say hi in the comments or whatever. And thank you as always for watching, and many, many bright blessings to you all, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.